What's up, everybody? Swiney here. Little summer update. No music because it's not a nobody cares episode. This is just want to do a video about my GoFundMe I started and why and what's happening. Kind of what's not happening. But all seriousness, I don't like asking for money, but I got to a spot where I have to. And it's cool if I don't get it, I'll just deal. I mean, it could be really, really bad if I don't get through this, but whatever, but I want to let you guys know I'm serious, but I don't want to sound like I'm demanding anything from anybody. I need help, and there's no one that can help me other than like just GoFundMe. So here's what's going on. Over the past couple years, I got kind of derailed by the timing of certain events, and I had a state of California levied my account like 2.5 years ago, right at a really bad time, and they took like $1,200 out of my account. So that kind of put things topsy turvy, and I kind of recovered. And then ManyVids restructured how they paid. Instead of every 2 weeks, they paid weekly, but then that kind of fucked everything up. And then Fap House started restructuring how they review and approve videos, even though all my stuff was already submitted. I had to go resubmit stuff, and they made it really hard because there was some like digital or AI program analyzing signatures where if it wasn't exact on the ID to the way it was on the model release, they're like, "Oh, this is bogus." It's like, wait, what are you talking about? Like people like that's signing on a stylus on a screen versus, you know what I mean? And there was one example where I had shot a scene with Jade Rose like 6 months before this all started. I'm like, "You want to contact her? Like this is brand new." Like anyway, so it just caused more and more red tape to just get stuff approved, reapproved. It was pulling stuff out of the rotation. They were still monetizing it, but I couldn't. Again, it caused all this hullabaloo. It took away all my revenue from my X Hamster page. So, it's kind of a cascade effect. And not long ago, I looked at how much money I kind of make per month, like this year and kind of last year. And I make about 22 to 2,600 a month on a good month, right? But it doesn't all come in at once. It comes in chunks. The ManyVids thing hurt because the every 2 week payout, the end of the month was usually pretty strong. So combine that with my pork vendors and whatever else I had, usually kind of put me close or near to paying rent by like say the 10th or whatever. And then Fap House would come through on the 12th to the 17th. You see what I'm saying? There was a system there. And that all got upended. And after I got levied by the state of California, franchise tax board, you guys are gnarly. So one thing's led to another, and I had to start getting advances from pork vendors, my James Dean, my partner, and I pay that back $500 a month. No interest, it's cool, works out. But if I get a report that's $1,200, I'm only getting $700, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So it's just eventually chipped away to where currently I don't have enough money to do anything. My rent is getting too expensive here. I have a new lease coming either next month or October. I haven't registered my truck. I didn't get the card for some reason to get it small, so I didn't know. Like I forgot about it. Now it's a problem. Um, just then there's the deposit and application fees. I've looked around. Luckily, there's at least some 55 plus senior buildings around here that look like they're affordable and might be amenable to me not needing $3,000 to move in. You get what I'm saying. Things are expensive now, and I'm just up against it. I don't have anyone that can really flow me in my family or my friends. I get no money from all those movies I shot for Mike. He takes all that money and doesn't share anything. And even if it was only $300 a month, $500, that would help like tremendously. But whatever, we don't talk anymore. Fuck him. So the GoFundMe is to help me get out of this lease and into a new apartment, and also get my registration handled, my smog, get a storage facility, et cetera, et cetera. So in addition to hopefully getting back at least on my blood pressure meds, let me explain that real quick. I had 1 year of Medicaid, and I found out I have really bad blood pressure problems and hypertension. And I also had some stuff for like anxiety and depression and just really bad state of mind meds. I don't have money for a doctor visit. I don't have money for the prescriptions to be filled. And now that I'm out of my blood pressure meds, it's hard to navigate my diet the way I should. I'm stressed. Again, my ears are ringing all the time. It's not as bad as it was. I'm not at 200, 120 like I was, where I was about to have a stroke. But this is all real stuff, and I don't really take as good a care of myself as I should because I don't really like myself maybe as much as I should. I get hard on myself, and I don't want to get too into that, but I'm unhappy. I'm trying. I get the migraines. That sets me back 2 or 3 days at a time sometimes because the symptoms and the meds are so strong. So I set up the GoFundMe, and that's what it's for. And I really would appreciate the help. But if I don't get it, then I don't get it. I love all of you guys anyway. You guys have been amazing to me. I'm almost to halfway, and it's only been like not even a full day yet. So hopefully in the next week or 2 weeks, we can get to the 2,500. I don't want to ask for that much, but that's kind of what I need to smoothly cap all this because my bills right now, I kind of wrote it down on a different piece of paper. Like as I sit right now, everything with this month rent and storage and whatever is about 2,500. I have, I think, 700 coming from Fap House. I just found out I made a mistake. Shocker, right? 'Cause I'm so dumb. I changed my payout method for my VOD channels from paper check to e-check, direct deposit. I put the wrong routing number on both of those accounts because I have a little post-it here on my wall. I can't really turn the camera and show you. That's my bank account and what I thought was my routing number. It's not. So I gave them the wrong routing number. I got alerted to that just the other day by AEBN, Mitchell Phillips. What's up? Thank you for pointing this out to me. So I went and I put in the correct info, and I saw that from Adult Empire, I had a check for $188 that was sent to the wrong thing. Hopefully, it's just sitting there and didn't get deposited in someone's account, or it's not wasted. I need that $190 badly. So that's what's happening. It's just been, one kind of mess after another. I'm in a bit of a financial fucking crisis, and I'm sorry about that. I've just kind of withdrawn and not been able to really push myself back out and get money coming in. So this will hopefully help me bridge the gap. If I can get into one of the properties I talked about, my rent will be anywhere from $200 to $400 a month cheaper, which would be a massive help. So I'm working on it, and that's why I'm doing this video to let you know the how, what, why, when, and where of my GoFundMe. I'll put a link to it in the description. But this also leads to something else, more positive. Okay, so I've started and stopped my memoir a bunch of times because I kind of give up. I don't believe in it. I don't really think anyone cares. Nobody cares. But I was watching something on HBO. There was a documentary about that Robin Bird chick. She had a talk show, public access show in the 70s and 80s. And there was a segment where she was reading an email she got from Candida Royale or some ex-porno chick legend. And the sentiment was, hey, look, digitize your library because don't let someone else tell your history. You got to tell your story. And that really resonated with me, like big time. So that made me think like, okay, if I can do this, I got to try. I didn't jump right back into my memoir. I have, I don't know, probably 30, 40 pages written that I'm going to rewrite again, I'm sure, to start the book. But what it did was it made me go look and find if I had anything still active at WordPress. I had my belligerent purity blog for a number of years, and I kept posting and then deleting, posting, deleting. One time I had like 80 posts there, and I wiped all of it. And I eventually remember I deleted my account entirely. That page, I should say, that domain name. I created another domain name, and I think I changed it to the one I have now that I forgot was there. I know this sounds confusing, but I do have a blog spot at WordPress called 2132 Luella Avenue, but AVE, not the full word avenue. And I looked at what was there, and there was a few posts up, and I was like, all right, let me see if I'm okay with this stuff and how I feel about it. And I was. I was like, all right, I can let this stand, and I can resurrect this. I can kind of start adding. So now I'm up to like 20 posts, and I'm doing it because it helps me get my chops back, and it lets me put things out there that are very personal and very opinionated, that do and don't revolve around porno. Actually, very little of it revolves around porno, other than just having me been there. I'm not really talking about on-set stories or nothing like that. I saved that for Nobody Cares, which I'll be doing again soon. Hold that thought. Um, but that's me getting my rhythm and my belief and confidence and desire to share what I've seen and been through. Because remember, my stories aren't great because they're my stories, and my stories aren't great. They're just stories. Stories are meant to be told and shared, whether they're mundane or silly or whimsical or really sad. And I have a lot of sad ones because I've had a pretty sad life with not being able to get over people who died on me or broke my heart or lied to me or betrayed me. A lot of personal injuries too. I'm going to try and talk about how, as a kid, I was always getting broken bones and hit by a car and hit with a bat and stabbed in the finger with a corkscrew and on and on. Got robbed. I talked about that on Nobody Cares. But this is all conducive to me getting back into wanting and attempting to manifest Tim Von Swine book one. So it's all positive to some degree. It's on the horizon, and let's pray I can get there because that's what I want to do. Um, I don't necessarily want to perform unless I'm in the right headspace, and I don't have the money for testing or a hotel room. I can shoot here again, I suppose, right? Like, I have an apartment, it works for now until I get homeless, right? But I don't see my situation changing enough in the short term to even be shooting here. I don't know if I'll even be ready to shoot until I, God willing, get a new place. Um, the money brings confidence because I'm comfortable. I'm not worried and stressed. Also, like the attitude around social media, I don't see many girls that seem to have a good attitude, and no one hits me up to work, which is why, and if you don't ask me, I'm not going to perform. I've learned the hard way. Asking girls to shoot with me on trade basis is a disaster. All those guys that look like me, they're old or whatever, or fat, they're all paying. They all have money. I don't. They're terrible, and I'm sure those chicks secretly regret it because they don't know what they're doing, don't know how to fuck. Um, I'm being mean again, sorry. Um, there's that kind of day, right? So again, is performing completely over with? I don't know, probably not. I mean, there's a small chance, but probably so because I need money and I don't have it. So anyway, let's wrap it up with I don't like asking for help. I have nowhere else to go for it. I am hopeful that I can hit my goal and re-inject myself with some energy and enough money to make a switch to a new place and then start putting my life back together because it's kind of falling apart. And that's the way it goes. I get it. You know, I was self-employed my whole life, so I have really bad tax problems. I don't qualify for Social Security. I don't qualify for disability, and I can't qualify for Medicaid again. So I have no health insurance. I got to do everything myself. I have no pain meds for whenever I start moving and everything. Like my back's going to go out. It's going to be rough, but whatever. Um, that's just the way America is. America is not letting you get off easy. At least not my opinion. I know a lot of people skim the system. I don't do that. Like, that's not me. Like I'd rather just jump off a building. Tough it out until then. But so far, I've had great, like I said, like response to this. Already almost halfway, and it's not even a day. So I love all of you. Thank you so much. Help me out if you can, and if you can't, that's fine too. Just send me a wave, or say good luck or whatever. That'll be fine. Good vibes are always welcome. So much love to everyone. I do have, like I said, my editing software license has been renewed, so I'm going to work on some Nobody Cares episodes through the rest of this month. I deleted the AVN Year 2 show episode there were some audio problems and some things I didn't like about it, and everyone complains, don't re-record, don't go backwards. I need to re-record it so I can make it better and have it be its full potential. And I also do that just so I can chronologically move forward in my head the way I want to present these. That's more of the process than it is a necessity of the importance of what the show was. More like that's just how I'm stacking it, and that's how I'm feel I need to create it. So that's probably what'll be next, a redux of that. But because I got to go into 2005, which was a very big year. So, all right, all this, ballyhooing is over. I have a GoFundMe. I'm almost halfway. If you can help, I'd appreciate it. If not, stay awesome. You guys are fantastic out there. And keep in touch. Say hi to me on Twitter. And